This conference will now be recorded.
All right. Well, thank you all very much for joining us. As I said, my goal is to get us out of here 5 or 10 minutes before the hour. We have a full crew today. And by the way, Barb Klein was nice enough to send me an email saying she'd be a couple of minutes late. So we'll give her some time to introduce herself when she gets here. And I know a lot of you know her anyway. But basically, this meeting has three parts. The first part is I have muted everybody, and I'm going to unmute you one at a time so you can take a minute or two to introduce yourself. Now you can say where you are because we're getting a very geographically diverse group. So, and say what your product or service is. And also maybe what a good referral or a good lead for you would be. The second part of the meeting is I'm just going to unmute everybody, and hopefully the introductions have maybe triggered some interest or some questions from some of the other folks here in the meeting. So we'll let everybody ask questions of everybody else. Obviously, if you want to have a longer conversation, which would be great, please coordinate a meeting offline. Also, very important, put your contact information in the chat. After we end the meeting, I collect all that chat information. I send it out to everybody that's here. So feel free to put in there your website, your email, your phone, whatever you want to share with everybody in the group. And then the last part of the meeting, hopefully we'll still have a couple minutes for that, is just completely open conversation on any topic that's business related. And then again, we'll try to finish up 5 or 10 minutes before the hour. So I hope that sounds pretty good to everybody. And I'm just going to unmute people here in the same order that I have them. So the first person on my list is Alejandra.
Go figure. Hi, how are you, Sal? How are you? First and foremost, guys, I am very appreciative of Sal for putting this call here together. So I want to give it back to Sal. He's very busy business owner, but he takes the time to put this call together every 2 weeks. And I truthfully have gotten friendships out of here, business out of here. I had given business out of here, and it's been of true value for me, at least in a personal level and a professional level. So I want to appreciate Sal right now. Thank you so much for putting the call together. And my name is Alejandra Kalman. I'm a regional vice president with a company called ACN. I have my own business within ACN, so ACN is kind of my business partner. And what I do within ACN is I do two very simple things. When I help people save money on bills that they're already paying, from your energy bills all the way to your home security bill, television, internet, credit card processing, identity theft protection. So we actually market services. We partner up with some of the major companies out there that you probably surely know by name. And through them, because we're a direct seller, we can offer better pricing for both business and residential as well. And the second thing that I do is to help people generate income with their services as well. So I help people be able to generate residual income with it. So who is a good referral for me? I like to always meet business owners, especially during COVID times. I believe and have seen that people are hurting financially, that their businesses are not generating the same income that before, and I have a way for them to have a second stream of income, most likely with things that they're already paying. The second type of referral that is probably not as obvious for me, if you're thinking of referring me business, are people that are in the real estate world. So think of anybody that's a broker or a real estate agent or a real estate investor or a property manager or a mortgage person. They're all in front of customers. What do I mean by that? If you think of tenants and you think of people that are purchasing homes, what they all have in common is basically that they're actually going into a home and setting up services. So that's a great referral for me. I love to help them. I generated a concierge service with them. So with that being said, again, my name is Alejandra Kalman, and I'm looking forward to get to know you all in a personal level so that I can refer you business better.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And next on the list, we have Mr. Daniel Lopez. And Alejandra and I speak Spanish, so I hope, I know I'm pronouncing it right in the Spanish. I don't know how you pronounce it. But anyway, Daniel, if you could please introduce yourself to the rest of the group, tell us how you pronounce it. And again, same thing, what you do and what would be a good referral.
So usually like my mom and my grandma call me Daniel when they're mad at me. So that's pretty much the only time I hear that. But you guys, if you want, you guys can call me Danny. So I am the owner of My Brand Esquire, and what we are is that we are a law firm in Southern California. Now I know a lot of you guys are from all over. I know, for instance, Pamela's all the way out in DC. I do trademark work, and trademark work is federal in nature. So what that essentially entails is we help companies kind of build up their brand through trademark law and make sure that they don't miss any steps that they have to take. So for instance, you can consider us kind of intellectual property consultants. We make sure that companies when they're growing, they're doing it the right way. They're not missing any of the things that they shouldn't miss if they plan on intending to grow. The people that we typically work with, and perfect referrals for us, are businesses who need to have their intellectual property in order. So for instance, if you know a business that's growing and they might not necessarily know where to go with that, whether it's with their brand or whether it's with products they have coming out, all those are things that are in the intellectual property kind of bucket. Another kind of person that we love to talk to are people who are about to start a business. Now, the reason for this is a lot of people start businesses, but they don't necessarily know everything that goes behind it. So trademark law kind of it's the law dedicated to making sure consumers know what's coming, where they're getting their products from. So one of the big problems that business owners have is that they'll start a business under a name that's already trademarked. So what happens is a year or two down the line, after they start being successful, that first business finds out, and now that secondary business, they're getting sued, they're getting a cease and desist letter, they're telling them, hey, look, this is our name, we have it trademarked, and now you owe us, X amount of money, and you have to stop using your name. So for new businesses, that means rebranding, that means potentially paying out damages, and it can be very expensive. So those are kind of the two people we're looking for. We're also looking for people who might need business plans. So it's almost 2021. If you know any business that might need a business plan because they don't have their stuff in order, or maybe they had a rough 2020. Wow, I can't believe it's 2021 already. Had a rough 2020, you can send them my way. And again, that's Daniel Lopez with My Brand Esquire. I'm going to go ahead and put my stuff in the chat.
All right, perfect. Thank you very much. And let's see, who do I have here? Oh, Jack, I think, is on the phone.
Yeah, I feel like a jerk, but I for the life of me, I can't get my photo up there. It was there and then went away. And anyway, I'm here. Nice
well,
to
I
be
think
with
you're
you
sharing
all.
your screen now, by the way, Jack. So you may want to turn off the one that looks like a little computer monitor because I think it's you. Somebody's sharing their screen.
I'm not doing that I can see.
Okay.
I will.
Well, anyway, go ahead.
Double check here. Is it still showing?
Yeah, there you go. Now you got it off.
I guess it was made cheapers. Anyway, hope you all had a wonderful Christmas holiday and all that good stuff. We're going through having an Arctic freeze here in South Florida. We got down into the 50s, which freaking everybody out, but we're back to 75 today. So it's hate to say that to some of you that are in colder climates, but anyhow, good to be with you. Sal, again, thank you for all your efforts. Good to be with all of you. And again, my name is Jack Maitland. I actually hail from Pittsburgh, live in Florida now, but I've recently retired from the advertising agency business. I ran my own ad agency for close to 30 years, and actually now I'm involved sort of as a retirement gig with a science-based manufacturing company called Melaleuca. They're probably the largest manufacturer in the Pacific Northwest right now, and they're known as the wellness company. They've evolved after 35 years into the largest private online wellness shopping club in North America. And that's all it is. It's a replacement shopping club where you can buy better, safer products than you can at the stores. price like Walmart, quality of companies like Whole Foods. An interesting fact too is that we're taking market share now and sales away from some pretty powerfully entrenched competitors like Procter and Gamble, J&J, Lever Brothers, Slim Fast, companies like that. So what we're looking for really are people that want a better, safer product. We have everything except refrigerator goods and paper goods, over 400 different products in every category. So really all you're doing is eliminating aisles at the store, saving time. Online shopping is pretty popular right now, maybe now more so than ever. So we're looking for people that want a better, safer line of products without affecting the family budget. And once you experience the value of being a customer, and that's true only when it's true for you, there's an opportunity to revenue share with the company by helping promote the brand. This isn't considered an MLM culture. We're basically a customer, not a distributor model. But by helping tell the story, not sell the products, there is a way to supplement, diversify your income a little bit. So it's worked for me. It got me out of the corporate world probably 5 or 6 years earlier than I would have been able to. And if you're looking for another income stream that will work around a busy schedule, in my opinion, this is a good one. Thanks again. God bless all of you. Hope 2021 is an awesome year for all of you.
Excellent. Thank you, Jack. And I'm going to backtrack for a second so that I don't forget. And Barb is here. Plus, I love what she does. If you haven't heard her introduction, what she does is really, really cool. So anyway, Barb, I've unmuted you from my side. If you could, thank you for joining us, because I know you had another meeting at 2, and I guess you rushed over here, but now virtually that's a lot quicker to do. And if you could, we're going through our round of introductions, so if you could introduce yourself.
So thank you very much. I'm so glad to be here. Thank you, Sal, for hosting this bi-weekly meeting. I love being a part of it and meeting some really cool people. So I'm Barbara Klein. I am the love coach, and I am the owner of the Best You Dating and Life Coaching. And I love helping singles who are feeling frustrated and lonely by teaching them how to discover their own self-worth so they can fall in love with someone that they are aligned with. And I also run 2 meetup groups. Normally they would be in person here in Pittsburgh, but they are virtual currently. One is called Surviving and Thriving Divorce, to help people who are struggling with going through a separation and divorce. And the other one is called Self-Improvement Singles. And that is to help people who are struggling, as I said, frustrated and lonely, and not really sure how to go about meeting people, be it organically, online, or in any other way. So I do give people plenty of advice. And everything that I do when I work with my clients is all based on being on an online dating website so that they can become comfortable, not so fearful of the online dating experience, and help them through those processes and communication so that they can find the love of their life, just like I did. So thank you, Sal, and good to see everybody.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us. And let's see if I can find my place back. And next on my list is Pamela Gomez. So Pamela, if you could please introduce yourself to the group, and again, same thing, what a good referral for you would be, and where you're calling us from or where you're joining us from.
With pleasure. My name is Pamela Gomez, and I am based in Washington, D.C. I am starting out as an entrepreneur, working in the area of digital marketing, helping small business owners with their online presence, with building, with doing advertising or making their search results more prominent. I also am working with nonprofits and associations that are very numerous here in Washington, D.C. Some of the the clients I'm currently working with are someone who has written an amazing book, and I'm helping him to market it and get the message out about his book. Another client is a nonprofit, and I'm helping it raise its profile on LinkedIn, which is, you might think the first is working with someone who is trying to reach consumers, so a business to consumers. And the second, the nonprofit, is more of a business to business marketing exercise. And those would be small businesses would be great if they're for me to work with. If you have a small business that either you want to get the word out about or would recommend me to contact, I would love to do that. Thank you.
All right, perfect. Thank you very much. And next is Rob. If you could please say hello to everybody, introduce yourself, and same thing, what a good referral for you would be.
Sounds good. Thank you, Sal. My name is Rob Lusk. I work for Expense Reduction Analysts. We are a global cost reduction company. We work with small and medium-sized companies to help them save money, typically in their indirect costs. So not people. We're not looking to cut people. We're not looking to cut payroll. We're helping them with indirect costs, basically anything from small package freight, telecommunications, shipping, office supplies, just about anything you can think of, about 40 different cost categories. We have about 130 of us consultants in the United States, so I have a wide network of experts that I can tap into to just put the right expert with my clients whenever the time comes to be. And so a good referral for me typically are financial executives or financial leaders of companies, small to medium-sized companies, really in any industry. The industry doesn't really matter, but I'm looking to talk to, again, financial executives of small to medium-sized companies, anybody that would like to save money. Thank you very much, and I look forward to getting to know everybody.
All right, excellent. And moving down my list, and for some reason Scott, I don't see my mute or unmute button, so I'm assuming you're unmuted. If you could unmute yourself from your side and introduce yourself to the group, please.
Uh-oh. Not working.
No, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, terrific. Great. A little trouble over here with the electronics. Great to be back. I was here 2 weeks ago. It's a nice little group again. So I work for a company called Greet Solutions. It's a technology startup. It's really at the beginning stages. We're looking for proof of concepts, opportunities to install our technology. So what we do, I'd say there's three major use cases. Our technology basically tracks people's cell phones. First and foremost, it's an opt-in option. It's not an opt-out. So hopefully most people don't think it's like a big brother watching you type of thing. We are in compliance with all the regulatory requirements, but it's very useful for clients who want to track their customers who come into their, let's say, their stores. If it's a retail application, they can be, first of all, greeted more efficiently. Everybody will know their names because it'll come up on the client's screen, and it also will bring up whatever information they want, whether it's through their app or their server directly. They can get all the information they need at a moment's notice. So there is that greeting capability. That's one use case. Another use case is messaging, which once the customer opts in, again, if it's a retail application, food store or whatnot, maybe there are discounts being offered for various products, so they can target those products and those customers who have purchased those items before, if they keep a history of that. So that is, I would say, the second use case is messaging. And the third use case is security. In this dual authentication age, multi-authentication age, in addition to cameras, in addition to PIN numbers, in addition to passwords, we have the capability of tracking people by their cell phones. In addition, sort of analogous to this, we also have one of the premier facial authentication technologies out there. And we are aligned with a company that does that as well. So if a company needed accurate facial authentication, we provide that as well. So we're working, just real quick, working with a company that is a veterinary emergency hospital. And, you can imagine, just like with human beings, especially if there is an emergency with a pet, we can facilitate the expediting of, getting the pet, processed and saving time that way. We have a 300-foot range, so we can anticipate when the customer with their pet is coming to the store, for instance, or the hospital. That's one type of example. Another example is much larger. We're working with an energy company in the Ukraine, of all places, and they have some desire to message some of their B2B clientele. And so we are in the process of setting that up for them. So interesting, little company, has a lot of capabilities, use cases, and we are in the beginning stages. Thank you.
All right, perfect, Scott. Thank you very much. And next on my list is Stephanie Peterson from New Mexico.
Hello, hello. The land of sunshine, but no moisture. No, it is cold out there today, but I would much like it to rain or snow or anything to make it feel like the holidays. But no, yeah, I live in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I work for a company called Exhibit. We do we're trade show marketing experts, and with trade shows kind of hitting a brick wall with COVID, a lot of events have been canceled. A lot of our clients are not going anywhere because of that. So it's been slow for us, and we've also had to kind of morph into the virtual platforms. So we hosted a large networking event here in Albuquerque that we actually had to take virtual in August, and it gave us the opportunity to learn some new virtual platforms that we can help you with. And so one of the things that we are doing now are small to medium meetings, so facilitating those meetings. So if you have something similar to what we're doing today as far as networking, or you have an expo that you need to go virtual with, we can help you with that as well. The other thing that we're doing, and you don't see my virtual background because Sal, I can't figure out how to change my background on yours, but if you ever see me on Zoom, you'll see our branding in the back with the beautiful Sandia Mountains behind us. And so we design virtual backgrounds. So basically Exhibit, trade show marketing experts, we do logo design, marketing material design, collateral, banner stands, table throws, displays, all the way up to big trade show booths and show management. We can handle, we house several clients here. We ship them out, we set them up. All they have to do is show up at their show, run the booth, and then leave, and we take care of the rest. So that's ultimately what we do. But going out, networking is my thing, business development and networking and being able to go national. So meeting Sal and a lot of other people on these national platforms has been important for us. It's about relationship building right now. Where we are slow, it's about getting to know other people that might need our services. And so Exhibit has a wide range of educational background that we do as well. And so it's not just about the sale for us, it's about the education. So if you have any questions or know of anybody who normally goes to expos and trade shows, please have them reach out to us, because we have the trade show information that's coming through to us as soon as possible. It could be another 6+ months before we get back into those live shows. And so the virtual platforms are very important for a lot of people. So we also host every second Tuesday of the month. We do our B2B mastermind sessions. We have one coming up on January 13th that I can send you the information on, where we pick influential leaders out there to speak and interact with the group. And then we have also started our own serendipity networking, which is the fourth Wednesday so January 20th. That one will jump around a little bit, but January 20th. So I appreciate meeting all of you. Sal, thank you so much for having me part of this group. It's wonderful getting to know other people, and I look forward to continuing those relationships with y'all. Thank you.
And Stephanie, please feel free to put all that, the links or whatever, the information in the chat. And again, I'll share it with everybody later tonight when we send out a copy of the video.
Okay. Thank you, Sal.
All right. Thank you. We have Yonah Kohn from New York.
It's 50 degrees here and it feels like summer. So I don't want to hear any complaining about cold. Sal, thank you again. I enjoy these meetings every single time. I've gotten to know people here on a friendship basis. I'm considering having Alejandra as a friend, still debating it. So I'm just in a weird mood right now, trying to get one of my daughters into a private high school. So if I'm looking at my phone, it's probably her crying about something. So fair warning. So I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I'm in the insurance business. I know I'm supposed to say I'm a financial professional, but my practice is focused on these two products simply because of how important it is for me and how important it is for the world. When the pandemic hit, one of the things I noticed were how many people were losing their employment and their income. And it just made me realize that, listen, money is important. You know, it buys us things that we need, especially if you have children. It buys us things that they want or need. But it's important that we protect it. And I'm looking to meet anyone who wants to have a conversation about that. But I'm also really eager to meet people who I can refer people to. So my area of expertise is in insurance, but there are clients of mine that need things that I have no knowledge over, and I would love to be able to help, especially the people I meet in these groups, some of the best people I've met. You know, Alejandra has some things that I know a lot of my contacts can benefit from, and as I get to know the rest of you. And if you need a business broker, there's this guy, Sal, in Pennsylvania. I hear he's pretty good. You know, there's, you know, as Danny was speaking, right away a name popped up in my head that I want to talk to him about. So I look forward to having a conversation with you and getting to know all of you better. And yes, 2021 can't come fast enough.
Amen, brother. Amen. Well, I'll just do a quick introduction and then I'll open it up for hopefully everybody's introductions have triggered some thoughts and some questions. But anyway, thank you all for joining me. My name is Sal Acosta. I am a business broker, and it's as simple as it sounds. I help people buy and sell businesses. Since they come in all shapes and sizes, I usually deal with what's called Main Street businesses or lower middle market. So that's anything that has 10 to 250 employees, 0 to 10 or $20 million in revenue. And then I know with the coronavirus, things are crazy. And trust me, I probably know a little bit better than the average bear, but hopefully break even. So about 0 to $1 or $2 million in cash flow. Typical client, good referral, is somebody that started their business 10, 20, 30 years ago, is now in that age range of 60 to 80, wants to retire, wants to go to Florida, get out of the winter weather, hang out at the beach with Jack, or play golf all day, or take the grandkids to New Mexico to watch the balloon fest, or do all those fun things, take the RV cross country that the retired people do. And I always tell them, half kidding, but half serious, before you can do all that in style, you got to come see me so we can sell your business, cash you out, and you can do all that. And then again, that's me, and thank you all for being here. And now I am going to unmute everybody from my side. So don't be shy. Ask questions from anybody.
Pamela, can you hear me?
I can.
Yes, so I heard you say the magic word nonprofit. My wife is running a nonprofit. Can't. My daughter just corrected me. She is. She's the marketing person for the company. She's the front person. She's really talented, actually. But anyway, they could definitely use some help with, media, social media, and always could use that kind of help. So I don't know if that's, I guess that sounded like that was something that you could maybe help with.
It certainly is, and I would love to connect with you and with them as well.
Yeah,
So
sure.
I think I have your contact information. Just let me check to make sure that.
Yeah, I put my information on there. Oh, actually, maybe not my email. I'll throw my email there too.
Okay,
and then I can introduce you to Rena, Alana, and then you guys can take it from there.
Thank you so much. That would be terrific.
No problem. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Any other questions from anybody to anybody?
So one thing I didn't say that, Sal, you mentioned was the Balloon Fiesta. First week of October, Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. Beautiful place to come see over 500 balloons up in the air all at one time. This last year with COVID, they did a virtual thing where they played a lot of past ones, but we still had balloonists coming from all over. They just couldn't go up at the balloon park, so they chose schools and parking lots and things to take up to go up and still participate. So we're hoping that it comes back. But yeah, I usually plug that when I have the mountains behind me on my background. So figure that out.
Excellent. Well, I will say, by the way, Valentine's Day is coming, and Barbara's running a special, 3 girlfriends for the price of 1. If you sign up at the end of the year. No, I'm kidding, guys. I'm gonna get myself in trouble.
Oh, that's funny. Well, I do have to say that my brother met his wife online, and has been very successful. They now have 2 little kids, and she was in Canada, he was in Alaska at the time. So it's a very cool way to meet people.
I met my wife.
Barbara, you're on mute.
You met your wife how, Yonah, you said?
I was going to say I met my wife through a traditional old-fashioned matchmaker, and we have been married, now over 17 years, and at last count, I believe we have 4 kids.
That's funny. Oh, that's so cute. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, I met my boyfriend online, but I am, for anybody that is single and interested in getting ready for dating, I'm having an event. It starts on January 4th. It's going to run Monday through Friday in a private Facebook page. If you would like to receive the invitation for that, it's too long to put in the chat. But it will be a live event, but you can watch the replays. They'll be available for the whole next week, as well as every evening after they launch on that private Facebook page. And the title is called Your Year for Love. And the premise is to basically get you ready for 2021 for post-COVID and dating. So if anybody's interested or you know anybody that could benefit, I do work with men and women, not just women. So just send me an email, I forgot to put in my phone number, I'll do that. You can send me a text. You can, and that way I can send you the information. Thanks.
Do you work with any specific ages?
I periodically do sort of a business session with a lady by the name of Joanne Forrester. She goes by the Empress of Biz. And we're doing one tomorrow, and we're talking about businesses that have not only survived the coronavirus pandemic, but have actually thrived. And we deal with small businesses. So anyway, long story short, if any of you know a business that not only has survived, but actually thrived other than Zoom, during the coronavirus, and you want to give us the connection, we'd love to talk to them as part of
Traditional
our.
type of business. You're talking about traditional businesses or just non-traditional businesses as well?
Anything as long as it's a small business.
What do you consider a small business?
Anything less than 10 or 20 million dollars in revenue, but anything you would find on a main street, so any type of retailer, any type of service business.
Yeah. Okay, so I can give it some thought. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah. No, that's perfect. Like I said, anything like I talk in my introduction, 0 to 10 or 20 million dollars in revenue, 0 to $1 million or $2 million in cash flow. And as long as they actually did well in the coronavirus, we talk to them. Okay. Anything else from anybody to anybody?
Danny, do you have any expertise in any specific industry or more general?
So we're pretty general, right? So we've worked with everything from like coffee companies to food delivery services to it kind of just runs the gamut. Photographers. It's pretty sporadic right now. We haven't niched down on one industry in specific. So we're pretty general right now.
Now, Danny, considering you're in California, are you limited by where you are, like state, or is it nationwide that you can help?
So I can help nationwide. So with trademarks and intellectual property, all of that stuff is governed by federal law. So as long as I have my bar license, I can work pretty much everywhere. The only thing that I do that's California specific is business law and things of that nature, like contracts and operating agreements, things like that.
Okay.
Is this your own firm, Danny?
This is my own firm, yeah.
Congratulations, that's great.
Oh, thank you.
What about patents? Do you get involved with patents too, or just trademark?
So I personally don't have a patent license. However, I'm lucky enough where I know I work with a lot of attorneys who do. So whenever I have an intellectual property matter where someone needs a patent, I usually refer them to someone I trust, depending on what area they're in.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, we're almost getting close to the hour. We got a couple minutes left. So I'm just going to open it up for any subject at all that's business related, coronavirus, non-coronavirus, just for a minute or two before we all disband. So does anybody have any questions, comments, want to poll the audience on anything business related?
I'd like to poll the audience, actually. How many people do you have here? Like 10? I want to say 10. I'm bad at math.
No, you can't see Jack. He's on the phone.
I'm here.
All right, my question to you guys is, how many of you guys have a written out business plan? And for those of you that do you feel it adds to the productivity of your business?
I love that.
So Yonah has one, right? You have a business plan?
I have to if I want to keep my job.
There you go.
But the first year I did it, it was a chore, honestly. It felt like a chore. But I just completed mine actually a couple days ago for 2021. And in looking back at previous years, it's a mind-bogglingly powerful tool to use if it's done right. So even though it's for me to keep my contract with my firm, I need to, complete one. I definitely don't look at it as a chore or as, something I have to do. It's something that has been instrumentally productive in the growth of my business year over year. So I would encourage everyone to complete one and to use Danny.
Yonah, could you say a little bit about how it helps you?
So for one, having it on paper, I don't forget. I remember what I wrote, so I can always look back on. And number two, inevitably in business, when things don't go my way, because they never go our ways all the time. I look back and I'm reminding myself I'm focusing on what I'm supposed to focus on. Sometimes it doesn't work out, and that motivates me to keep on doing what I'm doing. And also, I think if I want to grow every year, I don't want to just stay stagnant. I'm not in the retail business where I'm competing, to sell the same product, but I am offering products that can be bought somewhere else. So not only do I want to better myself, I want to increase my awareness out there. I need to know where I need to improve. So I look back at last year saying, hey, this is what I wanted. This is what I accomplished. Where can I improve? And not having written that means I'm guessing. Having written down means I can be certain this is what I wanted, this is what I did. And also, I don't know if this helps anyone else, but this is a trick I learned from psychology that we can't write as fast as we think. So when we write everything down, and I mean like Alejandra uses the good old-fashioned at a glance, I actually write it down. I don't type it. Because when we write what we think, it slows our brain down and it forces us to actually think about what we're writing. This just adds more awareness.
Yeah. I have a comment on that too. Our CEO, she went through the Goldman Sachs program and went through her entire business plan for a 5-year plan, also a plan to help her get into retirement here in a few years. And so when she brought it back, we sat down as a team and we started to do what's called quarterly rocks. So we planned out quarterly rocks. We figured out, you have that big audacious goal that everybody wants to get to, and when you present that to your team, it can be a little overwhelming sometimes. So we broke it down into smaller steps, and so we have our yearly rocks, and then we have our quarterly rocks, and then we have our monthly. So we break it down, and then it breaks up into each one of us and our how we work in the company. So going into COVID, when COVID happened and everything shut down, she's kept us going this whole time. We even had COVID go through our office, and I was the negative one of the bunch. But what that helped us do is to continue to look at those goals, even though those goals have changed quite a bit because of shutting events and us having to figure out how to bring our revenue back up again. Those quarterly rocks are still in place, and what we need to do to kind of hit those goals, even though we've had to adjust. But it broke down that big, huge, hairy, audacious goal, as she would say, and broke it down into little steps for each one of us in our own job positions.
I actually do write my goals every year, and I find that when I write them, I not only write them, but then I write them on the top of my planner every week when I start my week, because I want to remember what my goals are. And, I know that if my goals could be set in stone, but what's set in the sand, I understand is the time, right? So even though I have times, I understand that when it comes to goals, that could be set in sand, but my goals are set in stone, and I am very clear, I'm very specific. And then what I do is I break it down to what do I need to achieve that goal in terms of action, right? So then I try to break up the numbers that I need to meet and what is my action to meet those numbers. And that's why I'm so,
You all right?
I'm such if you may, a stickler when it comes to my schedule and my planning, because if I'm not, then I won't meet the things that I had, intended to meet. So I not only use my at a glance, but if you look at my planner, I color coded, and everything is color coded in my life, because then even my own time for myself, if I need to work out or if I need to be with my kids or whatever, that has its own color and its own space, because then, you get distracted, the days go by, and I realize there are some people that are very successful And then there are some people that are not that successful, but they're working the same amount of hours. And so we all have the same amount of hours during the week. Is that how are we organizing to be highly productive? I believe in high production. I believe that we're all on this call because we're attempting to be high producers. Else, why are we on a networking call if we're not trying to highly produce? So the desire is there, but there is money producing activity and there's non-money producing activity, and which ones are we doing? So no, I don't have like a business plan per se, Danny, but I do have very clear goals and very clear actions, because I could say, oh, I want 20 grand residually a month, but am I doing the work to get there? Or I'm going to get there in 80 years.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's do something, Danny. That was a great question, by the way, and thank you for starting that discussion. Why don't you bring it around so we can close out the meeting based on what everybody has said to you?
Yeah, so I think pretty much what everyone has said in one way or another is that at the very least they have a vision for where they want to be.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, that's kind of what a business plan is. It's kind of just, look, at the end of 2021, at this time next year, where do I want my business to be financially? Where do I want my business's reputation to be? Where do I want to be personally? So it's, by building a business plan, and a lot of what both Alejandra and Yonah said, where it was, you look back, you work backwards. I mean, so it's whatever that number is that you might have in your head that you might want to be striving for, it's how do you get there. And then to Stephanie's point, how do you break it down to such a, your company, they broke it down by person. You know what I mean? But it's really just how can you break it down to get the numbers where you want to go? Because it's easy to take one step, but it's hard to it's easy to take one step to know where you're going because you know what direction you're going in. But when you're kind of just hoping for good things to happen, it's really easy to get sidetracked by something else if it looks easier. Or let's say if you're not tracking what's being successful for you, or you're not tracking, how you're getting clients or how you're getting work, those things can really hurt you by the end of 2021 if you don't know where those things are coming from. So a business plan is something that, for every business, I believe they should have one, just because at the very least, it gives them an attainable goal. And second, if they can break it down to see how they can get there, it makes it a lot more attainable, and it's a lot less guesswork and a lot less hoping and a lot more executing.
Hey, Danny, this is Jack. I kind of agree with Sal. That is an awful important service that you're providing, and I would venture to guess that an awful lot of people are operating without a business plan. So congratulations, and again, anywhere we can refer business to you, we certainly will.
Thank you.
Also, Daniel, your information's not in the chat.
Oh, it's pretty much up. It's way up there, but I'll put it in just again just to make sure.
Okay. Well, we'll give Danny one last chance to put his information in the chat while I close it out. Just want to say thanks to everybody for joining us today, and it was a great meeting. I appreciate everybody's input and everybody's introduction. And later tonight, I'll shoot out a link to the recording of the video. I'll shoot out everything that was put in the chat. Don't forget that we're going to do it again in 2 weeks, exactly 2 weeks, on Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern. And I hope you all have a great end to 2020, which maybe has not been the most, user-friendly of the years. But hopefully 2021 will be better. And I will see all of you next year.
Oh my goodness, yes, Happy New Year.
God bless.
Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year. Bye.
Happy New Year.
Bye.